Hi, everyone.
Hi there.
It's Alicia Davis
And Stacy Watson
from Transformative Leadership Strategies.
That's us.
What are we talking about today, Stace?
Well, often when we do our videos, we bring forward things that we're talking with our clients about, right?
Yes, because we get always super inspired.
We're always inspired, and sometimes they're really sort of surprising or unique kinds of conversation topics. And then sometimes we see these themes that just ride through whatever conversation we're having. And so we wanted to start a conversation with you around the topic of accountability.
Yes.
And we were inspired around this because this is one of those topics that comes up in all of the meetings that we have.
Yep.
And I think we were particularly inspired to bring this for two reasons. One is that we'll talk more about this in the next week or two. We're going to be talking about this at our next Nonprofit Leader Roundtable conversation. So we'll talk more about that. And then this week we were actually with a client organization, and one of the participants talked about this idea of communal accountability. And we both were inspired, but you were really inspired. And what was it about that for you?
Well, it just really struck me, when we talk, because we're as in coaching, right? We're always in support of people, and we use the word accountability all the time, right? So when we talk about that whole word, it's about how are we showing up for ourselves? How are we following through for ourselves, right? So when you're talking about it for yourself, right, it's how you are honoring what's most important to you and what you say you're going to do, right?
Right.
When it's in relation to another person, like for you and I, right, in our business, it's like I'm accountable to you as my business partner,
and
right?
I am to you, exactly.
Right, exactly. And then we're accountable to our clients and the people that we serve, right? Like we're doing the things that we say we're going to do, and we're doing them, living the values the way that we live them. And this whole idea of communal accountability, like in organizations, there's always some kind of a hierarchy.
Sure.
Right, which is just the natural way it is. And accountability can be, I'm a manager, and I'm managing someone, and I'm trying to hold that person accountable for them to do their job or follow through, right?
Right.
And this whole idea, for me, the whole idea of communal accountability is how do we help everyone have a sense of ownership, and then they hold each other accountable. So, if I see that you're struggling to get something done, instead of me calling you out about it or gossiping about it or complaining about it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check in with you and say, how you doing, Stacy? Okay, what's going on? Can I support? What can we do to help you? Right, that we are all kind of pitching in to get it done.
Yeah, I just found it super interesting. Last week, we talked about a coaching program that we are rolling out called the Connection Points program. And while we didn't talk about that specifically around the context of accountability, it really struck me when she was talking about communal accountability. It's really about connecting, right? Yeah. So if I'm feeling connected to you and I'm feeling connected to my clients, that's going to really help me stay accountable. Right. Because we have this connection, and I have this connection with the people that I'm serving.
Right.
So it just felt very, very familiar in some ways. And I also want to acknowledge that it's not easy, because I think as human beings, we are predisposed to be very judgy.
Oh, we
ourselves and each other, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the idea of, well, I'm accountable, but they're not, that is a very natural sort of feeling I think that people have all the time. And so part of what we try to do through the program, again, even though we weren't necessarily calling it this, but what we try to do is help people recognize that natural inclination and create some tools and strategies to kind of bypass that a little bit so that I can get past my predisposition to judge to potentially connect in a different way.
Right. And, in connection, we use that word, but I think it's, it's including, this whole, the idea of, I need to get something done. And then it deepens it into the feeling of, what I do matters, what I do has value, and it makes a difference for you. And a connection to you means I respect you, or I trust you, or I care about you, even, in a work setting. So that I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do because I know it matters.
That's right. So we just are really inspired, and we're excited to bring the topic of accountability through a few different lenses over the next 2 or 3 weeks. And we'd love to hear from anyone out there who's been, on their own accountability journey, and share your thoughts or learnings with us. We'd love to hear them.
That's right. So, and just by the way, if you watched all the way to the end of the video, if you can identify what's in that picture, we're going to give you a fabulous prize, but you got to email us.
Okay.
info@tlstransforms.com.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.